Welcome to the Sisterhood of Sweat. I have Aimee Tariq here today in the house with me, and I'm just going to tell you she's an amazing gal. She's written a book. She's an author. She is at a mastermind in Maui right now. I mean, wouldn't we all like to be in Maui? I mean, come on, let alone be at a mastermind. Come on, this is good stuff. I'm going to tell you, she was featured in Forbes Incorporated, USA Today, Huffington Post, and she lives in sunny Florida, if that isn't enough, with 3 cats and a husband. So she has a pretty good life. Aimee Tariq is a #1 best-selling author in health consulting, and she is passionate about empowering professionals to live their best lives by removing toxic triggers and maximizing energy, focus, and productivity. Health is more than what you look like and how you eat. Health is also the fundamental block of your career and life. She empowers busy professionals to live their best lives by optimizing their productivity, ability to focus, and energy by controlling their state of well-being, physically and emotionally. And we are so excited to welcome Aimee Tariq to the show. Without further ado, welcome.
Thank you so much. It was so great to be able to be on here. I love it.
I love having you. And I just want to hear about your mastermind. What are you learning there?
Yes, I'm very excited. It's a lot of business things. So today it's all about the finances and taxes and investments and how best to do that. And then tomorrow it's going to be a big meeting with medical professionals, and they're going to discuss a lot of things about medical businesses and how to set that up and keep that flowing. And then on Sunday, I think it's going to be a recap of everything. So I'm very excited.
Hey, and who's running the mastermind?
Maui Mastermind. It is
collaboration?
Yeah, it's a collaboration. And it's a lot of people, they really enjoy it. They call themselves an elite mastermind. And so I'm not really sure who's in charge of it all.
Now, in Maui, what's the weather like today?
Hot.
So nice. Are you going to surf?
I don't think so.
Are you going to do anything crazy while you're there? Wear a lei?
I wish.
Well, my plan when I go is I want to kayak.
Oh, that's
and swim with the dolphins in that beautiful setting. I love to kayak, and I have swam with the dolphins, but I saw a tour there. I can't remember. Seems like it was in the inland part, and I want to go. I put it on my vision board, and I'm so there in Maui. I can see myself kayaking, swimming with the dolphins. This is like my vision of happiness.
Gorgeous. Yeah, dolphins are so sweet. I haven't swam with dolphins yet, but I've seen that they are.
Oh my gosh. I did it on my birthday. I cried.
Oh, that's
I did. I cried. They were just so sweet. They were so sweet. I mean, my dolphin was Capri.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, they're just, I can't even explain the lovingness of a dolphin. Like, it just touched me, and I couldn't believe I was in the water like a month after I put this on paper, what my perfect day scenario was. I was manifesting, swimming. Well, because that's what I wanted to do. I don't know if I want to call it manifesting, but I was swimming with dolphins a month later after writing it down on a piece of paper. And my husband, he made sure I got to live out some of the things on that paper.
So amazing. That is so wonderful of him to support you that way. That's beautiful.
So for you, what, like if you had your choice of something you wanted to do there, what would you do?
Oh, I love food and I love healthy food options and I love the beach and I love kayaking as well.
I love all waters, anything in the water.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I could surf one day maybe.
You know, put that on, you know, you got to have a vision board and you got to have a bucket list. And then you got to add things as you pull things off, you know, once you cross things off your list. That's what makes life fun and exciting, right?
It does. It does.
Why should we never forget to play?
Oh, play keeps us alive. Like it gives us a reason to live because life is so much more than to-do lists. It's so much more than achieving goals. Like achieving goals is great, but it's more than that. It's fun and it has to be fun for us to really get the most out of it. And whenever you play, you open up pathways in your brain that makes you more creative. It makes you more relaxed. Not only is it good for you immunity wise and for your immune system and your health, but like it's good for your brain too. It keeps you quick. It keeps you formulating new ideas and new ways to look at things. It's one of the best things, I think. And I feel like it's so underrated.
Feel like it's so underrated. Yeah, because people work, and the value is placed on I'm a workaholic, and it's placed on being busy. What do you think that play create, or what can it create in our lives?
I think it can create new ways to look at things. I think it can create new perspectives. And whenever you play and you play with others, you can put aside your differences, your different ideas, your different thoughts, and you just really are in the moment, in the present, and just enjoying the human experience.
Yeah, I really, I think when you play, this is my take, and one of the people that I had on basically talked about getting a little blue sky and, you know, getting out. And basically it was Todd Durkin. I was, for some reason, his mind, it wasn't coming to me. I have to just confess, I'm on no carbs right now for my show on tomorrow. So I was like, now I remember why I need carbs. I'm forgetting everything. I called my friend and I was like, hey, Kathy, and left a message or something. And then later on, I was like, she's like, you called me today. It must have not recorded. And she's like, did you really call me or did you butt dial me? Because I don't call people on the phone and ever, like hardly ever. So if I call you, you're like, what happened? And so literally I'm like, I don't remember why I called you. I don't even remember. Then it came to me, but I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot this part of the journey. So I can't wait to have my pancakes on Sunday morning.
Yes, right now.
They're already made, packed, and frozen for my adventure.
Oh, that's so great. Right now I'm on a low carb diet as well. So I totally feel you. Like it's hard and I'm not doing as much as you are because I'm not going into a show. I'm not, but right now.
Yeah, no, normally I wouldn't go. I wouldn't go that low. Yeah, so I'm like, I think I missed a little food. That's probably part of it too.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to do too much. Yeah. I chilled today though. So you're doing food prep. We were both scurrying around before this, trying to get, she's at a convention, like she just decided to go. And I'm getting ready to fly out on a plane soon. So I'm like preparing to leave and she's away. So it was kind of fun.
How we were on the same page with that.
Wow. She has so many cool books. Can you say the title of your book again? And can you hold it up so people can see it?
My title is A Life with Health.
we can all value a life with health, because without it, you can't do all the things you want to do, and you certainly can't enjoy them. So I think that is number one. It should always come first. Put your own oxygen mask on first so that you can help others, and so that you can live a life filled with vitality. And along with that, I think comes, being able to get unstuck in our lives, and not, living a life where we feel stuck, like, somebody's keeping us from our destiny, or we can't move forward because we're filled with pain that is from the past that we can't let go of. And we're carrying all these things. And literally one day, you guys, I was going to the gym and I was carrying so freaking much, because I basically packed to spend the day there and changed my clothes 100 times, and, and bring my food. I'm like, okay, there's got to be a better way. I'm getting better at it now. But I remember carrying all this, and I just felt like it was such a burden. I was like, I gotta let go of some of this. Why am I carrying so much of a load? So the first question, just kind of giving you these analogies to build the background up, is how do you keep people from, feeding you over and over your history, trying to keep you in a box, keep you back here when you're moving on here, baby. You're moving on to something bigger, better. How do you keep them from pulling you back? I know it's just because they may, that's where they relate to you, or they may feel scared, or whatever. It's lots of different reasons. But how do you keep them from doing that so you can move forward to your destiny?
That is such a wonderful question, and a sensitive one too, because it's one that so many people struggle with every day, and they try to find the new boundaries to set, and it's difficult. It's a difficult path. So what happened to me is I moved away from my small town, and I moved to Florida. So that kind of settled that for me. But a lot of people, they can't just pack up and leave and move away. So they're still in that environment. I would suggest, as you begin growing, and you decide you're going to become that person you want to become, you'll start meeting new people who will help you become that person that you envision. And so as you start meeting more and more of those people, you'll choose to surround yourself more with them. And the ones who are trying to hold you back, you'll say, I love you, but I can't let you into my life as much as I did before, because you are not understanding the person who I want to become. And sometimes it'll take difficult conversations, but sometimes it won't. Sometimes you can just make it a very gradual thing, and there won't need to be any conversations like that. But other times it will take a difficult conversation. But at the end of the day, they'll probably love you in their own way, and you'll probably still love them. But that doesn't mean that you have to let them make you feel bad about your goals, or make you feel bad about moving forward, or make you feel bad about living the life that you love and ultimately you deserve to live.
Now, what about people that you do have this conversation with?
Oh, yes.
But they keep trying to remind you of past painful incidents. What would you say that is bringing to the forefront?
That's a really painful experience. And sometimes that's especially within your own family, like your siblings, like your big brother or your big sister. They'll say, oh, well, you'll always be that stupid, boy who cut my hair or something like that. Sometimes it'll be family, and that's difficult, but it depends on their personality, and it depends on yours. Sometimes all it takes is for you to say, look, I'm really wanting to become another person, and I really would appreciate your support. Other times, they're not so understanding. So maybe you'll need to not talk to them as much until they understand, every time I say those mean things, they don't talk to me. Maybe I should stop saying those mean things. Or sometimes, sometimes it does take removing yourself completely from all of that for a while, going to a retreat, or, going somewhere. If you have if you have the opportunity to go somewhere for like maybe 2 months, go abroad 2 months, just disconnect from that. And so that gives them time to get used to you not being there. And then when you come back, they might accept that person that you've become.
But you still have some that are going to, constantly remind you of things you need to forget. Yeah. Because you can't move on if you're constantly reminded of painful events. Although this is going to lead to my next question, how do we let go of pain? But if they're constantly remind you of painful events, it's harder to get over them. Yeah. So sometimes if there's a person, you've had the conversation, you've tried all these magical things that Aimee suggests, if it's still not happening, then I would say they're draining your energy, and you need to maybe for a bit, just move away from that and surround yourself around people that are lifting you up. And then maybe you'd be able to revisit that relationship. There's always a reason why people do what they do. But you do have to, number one, put your oxygen mask on so that you can help everybody, yourself, and others. So how do we remove pain from our lives so that we can move into our biggest, boldest selves? How do we get rid of things that we've been holding on to like a ball and chain, like I was carrying all that stuff and it was such a burden?
Yes, I like to give yourself permission first to feel those things and know that it's not a bad thing that you feel pain. It's something that's telling you something isn't right. That's not bad. It's just information. Pain is just information. It doesn't mean you're weak. It doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. It's just something that's giving you information about a situation that might not be right for you. So once you take it in that way, you can say, okay, this pain that I'm feeling is just information. So how can I see this information that's presented and use it for changing for the better? So a lot of times with pain, it hurts so much that people can't, they get stuck in it, and it's really easy to do because it's really overwhelming. So I would say that the first few steps is to just allow yourself to feel, know that it's not bad that you're feeling pain.
No judgment, just be neutral about it.
Yes. And then, cry, do what you have to do. And then once you've cried or done whatever you have to do to get that frustration out of you, like punching bags or whatever it is, once you got from that state, you can look back and say, okay, what was that information that it gave me? And then you can decide, how do I want to deal with this in the future? So does that mean I have to cut off some of those people who, have been hurting me for years, really reliving my pain or my past? Or does that mean that I need to change how I'm thinking? Does that mean I need to change my environment? Does it mean that I need to change how I'm sometimes even like not getting enough vitamins? Sometimes that causes pain too. So you could even have a vitamin deficiency, and that could be causing pains or mood swings. So maybe if you see, oh wow, this is actually me. It's not. Because sometimes that happens, we have low.
Sometimes we cause our own pain.
Sometimes we cause our own pain. And once you realize that that's okay, it's not it's not bad. It's just information. You're causing pain. But a lot of times it does happen. You can look at yourself and say, okay, so how do I stop causing myself pain? And then you can begin to explore those things. Is it a vitamin deficiency that's putting me into that place, that's causing me to have mood swings? Is it a hormone imbalance that's doing that? And this happens with men too. Like, so many men think only women have hormone imbalances. No, thousands, millions of men right now have hormone imbalances that is giving them mood swings and causing them pain as well, and causing other people pain. So it could be something like that, or it could be, your environment, your social environment.
Yeah. And I think too, sometimes people inflict pain upon themselves to numb out from something that they don't want to feel. I would just say face it head on and feel it.
Yeah.
Stop living in fear of feeling it. Let yourself feel the pain. It's not good or bad, just like Aimee said. And that to me is better than running from it, trying to numb it, because it doesn't go away. How do we release pain from inside of us?
Yes. How do we release pain? Well, it's different for everybody. Like some people, they release it by exercise, by playing, by meditating. I like to use hypnosis. Actually, I love to use hypnosis. That helps me a lot, immensely. Other people aren't comfortable with hypnosis.
Me. So what do I do? Because I'm gonna be a flunky. I'm not gonna let anyone hypnotize me.
Fortunately, hypnosis is not the only thing. I love it because I'm lazy. Yes, just a meditation, talking through it. Like, especially, there's so much healing in having like an accountability partner, whether it's your husband or whether it's a close friend or whether it's a coach or a counselor or something. But there's so much in having an accountability partner, somebody you can go to and talk through that pain with. And especially if you're the one causing yourself pain, then they can, if you point out those steps that you do right before you're about to cause yourself pain, they can see the warning signs and hold you accountable to that. And so an accountability partner is huge. That's one of my favorite things.
That's really great. So how do we recognize that we are holding on to pain? Because I think a lot of people are angry and they don't even realize that it all goes back to their holding on to pain. And it comes out towards their spouse. It comes out at work. It comes out about all sorts of things. But if they really drummed it down, it's because they're holding on to pain. How do we recognize that we are holding on to pain?
There is a lot of pain and a lot of anger. There's so many people who are just right there at that edge. And you can just tell one little thing, like maybe somebody got the wrong order at a restaurant and they explode. There's so many people who are just right there on that edge. And it's so important for you to regularly take time to just maybe meditate or just like every day, because releasing anger and releasing pain, it's an everyday thing. You have to practice every day that you're releasing whatever anger that happened that day or whatever, because there's not going to be one day, well, maybe there is, but usually in a typical life, there's not one day that somebody doesn't experience a little bit of pain or a little bit of anger. And I think in our society, there's such a perpetual positivity on TV and through gurus and all of that they convince people that it's weird and wrong to feel a little bit of pain or a little bit of anger daily. That's just a normal human emotion. We feel hunger every day. We're going to feel a little bit of pain every day, but it's how we deal with it and how we use it that matters. So you could let it hurt you, like hurt your life, or you could use it in a way that will help you. So some people write, some people sing, some people work out, some people do other things, but it's an everyday task of slowly unburdening yourself. I love to get massages. That's my thing. I love massages.
I literally have to confess, although if my coach is watching, she won't be busting my chops, but I got on the hydro bed today at Crunch Fitness No, I'm not promoting a crunch because I have my own gym, but I'm just saying I like the hydro bed. And I love the hydro bed. Oh my gosh. It gives you a massage, a little relaxation, 10 minutes. It's not like a hands-on massage, but it just felt so good. And I thought, 10 minutes. I'm going to lower my cortisol. I'm going to lower my cortisol.
One thing that I did the other day is I went to a place where there's a place in Florida where they just have puppies everywhere, and they just let anybody come, wash your hands, and then play with the puppies as long as you want. And it's like, how can you be upset anymore or stressed anymore after playing with really cute puppies? Like, they were gnawing on my hair, they were whimpering, and they had their tongue out. And it was so cute. And I'm like, this is my therapy now.
We are so on the same page, Aimee. Now, I'm going to show you. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I'll try to show you. Shoot. It's my dog. I have a dog coming in 3 weeks, and we've named her. Her name is Snickers, and she is a schnoodle. And we're like, it's Snickers, a schnickerdoodle. But anyway, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but maybe. It's the doggy bed with the little pink chew toy, and the little leash is pink, the little collar.
So cute.
She's and now I got to show you how freaking adorable this animal is. I'm in love with this animal, and we haven't even met yet. Now I understand what they mean by like love at first sight, guys, because I definitely fell in love with my puppy before I got her, but I don't know if I can pull this picture up, but I'm trying. Oh, I just liked my own picture by accident.
I love how you have everything pink. I
don't know if you can see my little schnoodle. His blue eyes. Oh my gosh, I'm in love. I don't know if you guys are dog people, but I freaking love puppies, and she's going to be tiny, 9 to 12 pounds.
They are so cute. Oh, yes. I mean, I love all animals. I love cats because right now it's easier because, they entertain themselves. Well, my cats are really high maintenance, but normal cats entertain themselves, and they use their litter box. I don't have to remember to take them out or anything, but soon I'm going to get a puppy, and it's going to be so sweet, and my cats are not going to be happy. But
well, now don't confess that. You never know. Maybe they'll just be great and get along, and it'll just be like one big happy family.
The puppy. I'll put catnip all over the puppy.
Maybe somebody out there that has a cat and a dog that gets along can shout out to Aimee and give her some tips. Yes. Now, one of the things I wanted to know, because in your book you talk about it in length, and I don't know if any of you out there can relate sometime or another where you're like, I hate myself. Like where you're just mad at yourself. Oh, I hate myself. Or you feel like hate towards yourself because you're not perfect enough, or at least you feel you're not. You feel like you're not good enough. You feel like you can't do anything right. You feel like you're failing. There's numerous reasons, but why you have this chapter in your book, why hate yourself? Explain that to everybody.
You did such a beautiful job explaining it. That's exactly what, everybody does. Like even, the top most, I bet, the most successful people, I bet Oprah even catches herself doing it sometime, like that's such a thing that happens. And it's so many people just don't want to admit it or don't want to talk about it, but it happens to everybody. Like I swear it probably even happens to Oprah. Like everybody goes through that where it's just, you have those days or those moments where it's like, I hate myself. Like, it's sometimes what makes it worse is that you feel like, oh no, you judge it. So then you begin judging it, and that could make it worse and make it get bigger because then you're not dealing with it, because instead you're judging it and you're trying to stifle it and repress it. But it's normal. It's normal to have those moments. And it's just reminding yourself to say, wait a second, no, I don't. like if we could just trigger a response right after that, like, oh, you say it, you feel it, and then it's like, wait, but is this true? Is this really true of myself? Do I actually feel that way? And do I actually deserve to feel that way? And you ask yourself, but is it true? And then you give yourself reasons as to why and how it's not true. And then prove it to yourself, just like you would prove to, your puppy that you love your puppy by rubbing his tummy, or prove that you love your husband by saying, hey, I love you. Just prove it to yourself. So maybe to prove to yourself, you can rub your own belly. No, I'm kidding. You're looking in the mirror and say, I love you. You've done great. You've done good.
Well, I really think that a lot of times we're looking for other people's approval, and we're looking for love in all the wrong places. Yeah. You keep wanting love from a man that is unavailable. You want love from a parent that will never, ever, ever approve or give you. There are parents that won't give you approval. They just withhold approval. So you're constantly you're working to get this approval from sources that aren't going to give it to you. So it's a frustration. But if you would just give it to yourself, just give it to yourself. Give yourself self-love. Give yourself approval. Do things that are loving to you. Celebrate yourself. Stop waiting for other people to do it that maybe you never will.
Yeah. I wonder how many people right then just felt like a release. Like, wow, that's right. I do have the power here. The power isn't with somebody else. Like, I wonder how many people right now just felt that, like, just release. Like, wow, I can actually love myself. Like, I can give that love that I'm missing to myself. I can create that within myself. I can do that. I don't have to depend on somebody who may or may not change. I can do that for myself. That's true power.
It is true power. And I think when we recognize that, we'll stop giving our power away to other people that don't necessarily deserve it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's like a strong topic, but now I'm going to lighten it up a little, because you were talking about Oprah, and my friend Heather that helps with, she's an assistant and my friend, she helps with the podcast. She put this Instagram out that the things that she loves and wishes were true. She wishes that Oprah was her BFF. And you were just talking about Oprah. Well, I dreamed that Oprah came looking for me. She was hunting me down because she wanted to work out with me. She wanted one of my workouts from the Sweat Project and the Sisterhood of Sweat, which this is my new book, The Sweat Project. And then I have the Sisterhood of Sweat, which I don't know if I have that handy. I might have given all those books. Oh, yeah, I have one copy. The Sisterhood of Sweat. Oprah, if you're looking for me, you can find me on Amazon, Oprah. But she was like, girlfriend, I've been working to get this weight off and keep it off. And I've tried all these trainers out there and nothing's worked for me. I heard you have a plan that works. Anyway, it was the best dream ever. Now, if Oprah comes knocking on my door, I'm going to freak out. But anyway, I'm ready for you, Oprah. Come and get me.
I love it. It'll happen.
I'm looking forward to it. It was a great dream. Share your dreams. If anybody's out there listening to this crazy ranting, share your dreams in the news feed. Or if you review this episode on iTunes, tell us what some of your crazy dreams are, and you can win a journal, The Sweat Project. This is amazing. It's my 8-week plan to get you the results that you've been working for years. I just had a gal she's in the middle of her second challenge. She did the first 8-week one, and now she's in the middle. I believe it's the middle. Let me think about that. Yeah. We're exactly at 4 weeks. And she has lost 17% body fat, guys.
That's incredible.
17%. Now that is in 12 weeks, 3 months. That's pretty amazing. So anyway, a lot of people have gotten amazing results. That was just one of the many that I actually did all her measurements last night. So she's fresh in my mind, and I'm excited for her.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Incredible.
So anyway, moving right back to your book, why do we deserve what we're not giving ourselves? Why do we deserve our own love? Why do we deserve our own affection? And how do we feel like we're enough to deserve this?
Yeah, I think it was Louise Hay, and she said, I deserve love because I'm here. Like, I'm here, so I deserve love. Like, I breathe, and so I love, and I deserve love. And I love that. And she said it much more eloquently. But I love that concept. Like, we all deserve love. Every creature deserves love. Like, you wouldn't look at a puppy and say, oh, that puppy doesn't deserve to be loved. No. And, you
just automatically love that puppy, and you just want to cuddle with it.
Maybe we need to put the Instagram puppy filters on ourselves to love ourselves.
And babies are the same way. You're just like, oh.
Yes, they're so cute. And it's like really, we're all babies. Like 100, like let's say we're 100 years old, right? 100 years in the grand universe, it's a baby. We are all babies, really. Like even the oldest person on this earth right now, that person is still a baby in the scheme of this whole universe. And so just remembering, like, I'm still a child. Like, I'll be 110. No, maybe I won't be. But, if I'm 110, I'll still be a child too. Like, in the grand scheme of things, we're all children. And remembering the baby in you and remembering the vulnerability in you, it might open you up to being more kind to yourself, being more gentle to yourself, and allowing yourself forgive yourself more. It's like, yeah, I'm not perfect. Like, I am a child. 100 years old, the universe is, I don't even know how old the universe is, but much older. And so remembering that is just, it helps. But then there are other things too. It's a practice. Just like whenever you're in a relationship with somebody, you might have the most perfect partner, but you're not going to love them all the time. You're just not. It's a practice. You practice that love. So even whenever you're not necessarily feeling that love, or even with your child, like sometimes your child is going to be so annoying and get on your last nerve, and you're not going to feel that love. But you know what? You can practice that love. You can say, I'm going to choose to be patient. I'm going to choose to still love this person, and that's what you can do with yourself. It's like, yes, I have these feelings with myself right now, and it's difficult and it's painful and it hurts, but I can practice that love. So even though I feel differently, I can still practice self-love by eating right, by doing my workouts, by doing what makes me good and healthy, and showing yourself that commitment and that love will make you fall in love with yourself again. Just like showing your partner that commitment and that love will make you fall in love with them again. And it's just a cycle. It's something that you practice every day.
Now, we've talked a lot about different types of emotions. How do we use our emotions to get what we want? How can we use these emotions in a positive way?
Yes. So pain can be pain, anger, all of those emotions that are seen as negative, they can be helpful. Like, for example, if you're angry about a certain situation, let's say it's how somebody or something is being handled in a workplace. Well, you can do steps that can change it. So anger and pain can be a blessing because it causes you to feel enough discomfort that you say, you know what, that's enough. I'm going to do something about it and change. So for some people, that really is a blessing because it makes you uncomfortable enough that you say it has to change. And so recognizing that they're not all negative and they can help you in your life, that's a first step. And then secondly, just realizing that anger and pain, it's not your enemy. It's something that you can work with to help you in your life. So you can realize that, yes, I'm feeling pain right now, but all it is information. It's information. So maybe I need to change some things in order to feel better. And that ultimately is what will keep you in power of your feelings and your emotions and your situations in life.
How do we manifest our thoughts?
Well, we manifest our thoughts in different ways. So we want to manifest our thoughts in ways that...
Example. Let me give you an example. I'm going to be really clear. Yes. I dreamed that Oprah was looking for me for my workout.
Yes.
How do I make that a reality?
Well, it's so funny because my neighbor is Oprah's cousin. So there's always, I know.
I almost lost my cookies, even though I haven't eaten any.
There's always a connection, so like you could be steps away from manifesting that. So
oh no. Wow. Cool. All right. I'm ready.
About it and sharing
it. Oprah.
Yeah. Somebody's going to say, how can I make that connection happen? And so that's a way of manifesting it. So
I love that.
Yes.
I do.
You never know how far away you are from reaching that. So you want to speak up about it and see what happens.
So I know, for myself, it was kind of, we did this whole perfect day where we wrote, I know I tell this over and over, but it was just such a monumental thing that happened to me. We went to this conference and I wrote down around the clock my perfect day. And the first time wasn't big enough. We had to do it again. Then we had to do it a second time with the partner, or third time. I think it was twice by ourselves, third time with a partner. And I really got out there with some things. And I was so embarrassed. He called me up front. I'm like, oh no, I have to read this to people? This is my alter ego speaking. I never really want you to know I want to do the things on this list. They're my secret desires, but I don't want them exposed to the public, So anyway, he read all of the things off the list. And my husband has made sure a lot of those happened for me. And then I did myself. And one of them was podcasting in the afternoon. And one of them was living at my beach house and being able to go down and kayak and get on my Sea-Doo, ride it into the ocean, creating recipes because I love to cook and make recipes and put those in my books. And I wanted to swim with the dolphins. Check. I wanted to skinny dip at midnight. We didn't do it at midnight, but we did skinny dip. My husband made sure to get a pool with our last house. So that was really cool. We laughed the entire time. It was fun and it was just funny.
Yes.
Just things like that you write them down and then, I don't know, they just happen. And so, I can't tell you how many times I've spoke on my podcast and said someone's name, and then I met them in person or I had them on my podcast the next week or, 6 months later. Or, well, one of them was crazy because I had never heard of Tim's story. And I heard him on Steve Harvey's, I'm part of his Act Like a Success. And I heard him on there. And the next week I met him at the Summit of Greatness. And then he spoke a word over me there. And then I kept pestering him to be on my podcast and he came on.
That is brilliant.
Yeah, and he was amazing. You guys have to listen to that episode. So many tidbits of wisdom for your life, and it was so rich. I mean, I'm a huge fan. I love to listen to him. He's on Steve Harvey Live, I believe Monday, Wednesday, maybe Friday. He might do his own thing, but it's pretty amazing. So anyway, that's just, what do you think is the biggest key to manifesting your dreams?
Well, my husband writes out his goals 7 times a day. So that's, he might actually do more, but a minimum 7 times a day. And he has reached all of them, like no matter how crazy they seem or anything like that. He writes them down 7 times a day. I don't do it 7 times a day, but he does, and he's reached them in like record times. So I know that writing down and speaking it is powerful. It is so powerful. And you've seen it in your life, and I've seen it in my life where I say something and then there it is. It's happened. And so one of the things that I did is whenever I was still living with my parents, I said, Mom, one day I'm going to live in this neighborhood, in that house. And then all of a sudden, just
isn't it Jim Carrey? Am I saying his name wrong?
Jim Carrey. Right?
Okay. He wrote $1 million check to himself.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he wrote $1 million.
Yeah, that's the same kind of thing. So you live in that house now?
I did. I lived in there, and I said it's going to be one of my many houses. And so now I don't live there anymore. But
it was one of your houses.
Yeah.
I think there's something about that, you guys, claiming it and saying it. I'm not saying everything that comes out of your mouth, but I just think there's something about the spoken word and just saying, good things. So don't say bad things, because I think there's just something about that spoken word. I know you guys might not be churchy, but I truly believe this. Faith comes by hearing, and hearing the word of God. So like faith comes by hearing. So talk to yourself, like, not so people think you're crazy, but talk to yourself like you're awesome. You got this. You can do anything you set your mind to. Yeah. You rock. Just you are going to nail this today. Say things very positive, because it's going to uplift you. And you are listening to what you say, especially verbally. Not only are you listening to your thoughts, but you're listening to what you're actually saying to yourself out loud. And so if faith comes by hearing, the other thing I would say is, Liz, you're listening to a really positive podcast with Aimee today. And if you would tune in to other great podcasts, and I'm going to name a few, and I'm going to see if you have any. I love Lewis Howes, of course, The School of Greatness. I love Lori Harder, Earn Your Happy. Well, I do listen to Joel Osteen. He's like my favorite. And I love TD Jakes as well. I love anything that brings me, Todd Durkin, hands down. If I am going to a competition, I turn on his Motivation with the Hoodie. And so I have the things that get me stirred up. Now, they might not be what gets you stirred up. You got to find those things and listen to them, because they honestly help you. What are your favorite podcasts?
Mine are, Louise Hay, and then Joel Osteen. I turn him on at satellite radio.
What was the first one?
Louise House. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Lewis House.
Yes. And then my other, it's not a podcast, but with the mix of those two, if that's, sometimes I have to listen to Beyonce. And I feel better about everything.
I love it. Oh my gosh. That's true. Like that was something I left out, is like turning on that powerful music that just gets you like pumped up. This morning I wasn't supposed to work out, so I turned on some old school. I was just like dancing around the gym. But it was so fun, and it got me feeling so good and just great in my skin, good in my body. And, you know, you're sexy and you know it. Like, you know, something that just gets you going.
That like proves how important play is. Like,
I did the white girl overbite. I just did the white girl overbite. Oh my gosh, this is too fun. Have you ever watched them on Saturday Night Live when they do that dance?
Yes.
When they're all three in the car?
I'm guilty.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So there you go. There's something else I do when I want to get in a positive frame of mind.
Yes.
I sit down and I listen, first of all, to Steve Harvey. I go on YouTube and listen to all his questions of the day, his funny clips. And then my husband sits down and we're cracking up. Or I'll turn on, well, of course, Saturday Night Live, of course, many, many, many times. So things like that. What do you do? What do you go to?
I can't. Okay, so there's a few shows on Netflix that were really funny, but after a few times, like, since I knew the punchlines, like Amy Schwarmer, you know, those comedians, so I would watch them. But then after a few times, since I knew the punchline, it just wasn't doing it for me anymore. So I had to go on YouTube, and it's so bad. But I think it's very, very funny to watch videos of people falling.
Oh, I'm sorry. I know that's bad. I like physical humor too.
Yes.
And but sometimes I get the giggles when I shouldn't. Yeah.
Right back up. And it's so
I'm like, no, I'm a compassionate person, but I'm sorry. That just looked physical. I used to watch the Three Stooges a lot, or just anything with physical humor will just get me freaking like cracking up. Like,
it's so silly, but I love that. You know, it's true. Like, everybody falls, you know, but we get back up and we laugh about it, and it's okay.
Yeah, right. As long as they're safe and they haven't hurt themselves or whatever. But, you know, watching America's Funniest Videos is another favorite pastime in our family. And my husband likes to watch a lot of funny YouTube videos, and he'll make, come on, come here. I'm like, I'm going to bed now. No, you can't miss this. You got to watch it. And I'll hear him and my son in here with that guy laughter, you know. And I'm like, I don't always get their humor, but I try. Mine's different, you know. So I think just getting, you know, things that just work for you like that, it makes your life happier. How can we create our own happy ending in 5 minutes or less?
Good question. So,
no pun intended.
Yes. That one too. No.
I was the first thought. I'm not bad like that. It was the first thought that hit my head when I saw that title. I was like, uh-oh.
Eye-catching. That was a little bit intended.
Okay. Thank God. I'm like, I wonder if I'm the only one that wonders like, when I read this. Sorry, guys. I got to get this down.
Oh, yes. Always drink water.
It's so I remember how much I had. I marked the gallon with marker.
But
I know it's not ladylike.
Great. Gratitude list. So gratitude list, remembering everything you've achieved and everything you've done and everything you are and who you are, and the simple things like I like to start out with, I have 2 hands and 2 feet. That's more than so many people have already. Like, that's already more than so many people have. Like, what more could I want? Like, with this, I can do anything. And it's so true. Like, we forget the simple things. We think we are entitled to have eyes. We think we're entitled to have our hearing. We think we're entitled to have our arms and everything. But we take it for granted a lot of times what we actually do have. Yes, and we're not entitled to that. It can be taken from us, or at any second. At any second, it can be taken away. We're not entitled to that. Every day, that's a gift, and I just think that
Every time, every day you open your eyes.
it
Yeah.
is a gift.
Yeah.
So beautiful, and just recognizing that really really helps. And yeah, just listening to music, just remembering to play and have fun. Life is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be fun. It's not a long list of to-do lists. It's not. It's supposed to be fun. To-do lists are always going to be there. So just remember to also put fun on your to-do list.
and just really, I don't know if you guys ever catch yourself, because we all do it, where we get stuck in a complaining mode. Or blame, complain, justify. And when you free yourself from that and take responsibility for for things that are going on in your life and think they're happening for me instead of to me, if you can start trying to wrap your head around, how could this be happening for me? And look at it a little different. And then, how can I flip this negative to a positive? How can I take bricks that maybe somebody has thrown at me and step on them and make lemonade out of a lemon? How can I flip this around to the positive? It's really your perception, how you're looking at things. And when you start being grateful, you just attract more to you, good things, good things, because of your gratitude. Instead of going to, I'll just use a show since that's on the brain right now. Not much else. Going to a show. Well, I'm going to be 56 in September. I can be like, I'm so grateful that I get to do this. And I'm so grateful to be with all these other people that are rocking their lives. And I'm so grateful that I can go to San Francisco and stay in this ritzy hotel. And,
because you made it work. You put the hours in, you put the steps in, you worked hard, and you get to, enjoy the fruit of your labor.
Yeah, enjoy it and celebrate it and recognize it, because a lot of times here, you are so worried about what do I get out of it, that you don't even recognize what you are getting out of it already before you. And so, when I feel great. I can't wait to have my pancakes Sunday, but I'm not going to lie. I feel great, and I'm just super excited to go represent the Sisterhood of Sweat and talk about confidence and empowerment. And I'm very excited, and I can't wait till the next weekend where I'm doing a fitness routine at almost 56 years old, that I can do that. So I'm so glad and grateful to be able to live, breathe, and go after my dreams. So where can we reach you on social media so people can get your book, get in touch with you, and start following you?
Absolutely. So my name is spelled a little differently. So I'm Aimee Tariq, but it's spelled Aimee. And then my last name is spelled Tariq. It's a unique name. So I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, and I have my website, aimeetariq.com. And at all of those places, you can find a link to my book on Amazon, or you can just follow. And my book is only like 99 cents. Unless you have Kindle Unlimited, then it's free. So it's a pretty good deal.
It's awesome. I got it on Kindle Unlimited. I'll probably read it on the plane along with The Bliss Project. I'm kind of in the middle of that by Lori Harder.
Oh.
And so I'm excited. Thank you so much for sharing this time with everyone. And I hope everybody enjoyed listening. We had a little bit of difficulty with the sound, you guys, but I have somebody coming to work on my computer so we can figure out why there was this alien noise. So, I apologize for that. I'll try to get Heather. Maybe Heather will work out some of these bugs for me. But I just want to thank everybody for listening, and truly get out there and start living, dreaming, and going after the things you want in life. Thanks, everybody.